TaxAct doesn't care which tax filing software you've used in the past. TaxAct just wants you to be done.
Gone are the days of bland, boring meals. Deliciousness is here.
A restless soul with a painful secret.
Is anyone there?
Attempts to make contact with the living.
All of a sudden, I heard the piano play by itself.
Is this simply a ghost in distress?
There was a teenager in town who fell off of a water tower. There was lots of different rumors about what had happened.
He didn't fall. He was pushed.
Or an evil entity out for revenge?
We were mortified. We didn't know what to do.
There's something not human in our house.
There was someone in here, Dad. I'm not crazy.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns.
In the winter, there's not a lot of people, but we have great schools and a very nice little community.
And Macy Sherman.
Grown up together, and we are like a little family. Campbell is my safe haven. It's like nothing ever happens.
But in 2000's birthday, that all changed.
Mom? Dad? Kelsey, is anyone there?
What a fun morning. Happy birthday, darling.
Hey.
Macy sits down to a birthday celebration with her parents and younger sister.
My family and I were all very close, and I do feel super lucky to be so close to them.
I would describe Macy as my little working girl. She's very ambitious. I'm very proud of her.
Oh, this is so cute. I helped Mom pick it out. Thank you.
Me and Macy are typical sisters. I mean, sometimes we're best friends and sometimes we're enemies, but she's always there for me when I need her. She's a good person.
And this one is from me. Macy is a wonderful child. She's very smart. She's outgoing, adventurous, loves to laugh.
Mom, it's beautiful. Thank you.
The locket has been fitted with photos of Macy and her mother Carrie, both at age 17. Side by side, their resemblance is almost eerie.
I love it. Thank you. Look. Who is that? That's Mom, you dork.
It's me on my 17th birthday.
Wow, you guys could be twins.
Yeah. Macy resembles me when I was her age. She has dark hair, freckles, hazel eyes, same as I do.
I love it. I can't wait to try it on. Nigel's gonna love it. Hey, help me get my stuff, okay?
That night, Macy meets up with friends.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, it's the birthday girl! And birthday.
Almost legal. Let's drink to that.
All right.
I have a present for How could you forget it?
Well, I didn't want to lose it out here. What did you put in this?
I don't know. Forgot the present. You totally would.
Guys, this is a really cool spot. I've never been here before.
You've never been to the water tower? I thought everybody knew about this place.
So then you probably never heard the story of the Campbell Water Tower. The real story?
Wasn't it some kid fell off the tower and it was all mysterious? Like, the police could never figure out what really happened.
I learned about what happened at the water tower one night and how there's a boy who tragically died there, and this is the first time that I heard about it.
The tragedy happened nearly 25 years prior when Macy's parents were in high school.
Well, that's just it. You know, he didn't fall. He was pushed. And they say that his murderer is still running loose around Campbell till this day. I think it hurt something.
Oh, please. Why are you laughing at me? You're so dramatic. Crazy. Shut up. You are a fool. That's why you fail all your quizzes.
Say that his murderer is still running loose around Campbell till this day. I think it hurt something.
Oh, please. Why are you laughing at me? You're so dramatic. Crazy. Shut up. You are a fool. That's why you fail all your quizzes. You're stupid. How do y'all think you do?
Hey, Mom. Yeah. I said I know, okay? Sorry. Okay, I'm coming. I know. Okay, bye.
Are you okay?
Old school. Totally old school.
Hey, we need to go.
What? No way, it's early.
My mom wants me home. We have to go.
Go, but we just got here. Besides, in just a minute, I'll be in no shape for driving.
Whatever.
Hey, Macy, don't be like that.
Happy birthday.
Nigel?
I walked down the street and I just heard footsteps.
Charlotte? Is that you?
I was kind of hoping it was one of my friends trying to sketch me out or something. I just felt this presence. I could just feel it behind me, and like the hair on the back of my neck was standing up. Something else with me.
Whoa! Oh, man, Harry? Mom, you scared the crap out of me.
Where's Nigel? I thought he was dropping you off.
No, he's at the party.
Party? Thought you were going to the movies. Where were you?
It was after the show. We went to a party in the woods by the old water tower.
The water tower. What were you doing there?
Macy, I don't want you hanging out any place near there. Why?
Around the time that I was in high school, there was a teenager in town who fell off of a water tower. There was lots of different rumors going around about what had happened at the water tower, but nobody knew for sure because it said so.
My mom didn't want to talk about it, I think because she didn't want to scare me.
Almost at the cargo ship. Get on board, climb the stack, and access the container with the car in it. Then bring the car to my people and get it out of the country. The car's a late 50s Lamborghini Casco. Rich Kosky says it's a classic. I call it leverage, and you're gonna think it's a pain in the ass. Top of the stack. Climb up there and get the car.
The following morning, Macy prepares for a typical busy day.
During high school, I was on a lot of sports teams. I hung out with my friends a lot. I wasn't sitting at home. We were always out doing something, whether it was hiking or going to the movies. We went to concerts. I was just brushing my hair that I saw the closet light was on. It was very weird because I never turned it on. The light from my room was on enough where I don't need to use the closet light.
The car's in the container. Shoot the lock to open it up.
Everything okay up there?
Yeah, everything's fine.
You got it. Once you're sure they're not following, bring it in. Okay, now bring the car to my driver. Should be obvious, but we need this car in good shape to give to Rishkovsky.
Macy's boyfriend calls to check on
And
her.
our man's imminent place
What do you
on
want?
the FIB most wanted list is gonna make him ineligible to make
You're being a
insurance
jerk.
claims. You understand?
I had to walk home by myself on my
Okay, looks
birthday.
like they're sending people after the casco. You need to drop these guys before you bring the car back. Drop
Okay, I'm
as
late.
in ice them, or drop as in lose them. I don't mind. I hope you're looking after this car. There's only so much damage we can blame on the export crew.
My eyes were off that brush for probably 20 seconds. And I came back and it was gone. I knew I put it on the dresser. And I looked for it everywhere and I couldn't find it.
I'm coming.
There's no explanation for this, so I was just like, whatever.
Carrie's husband, Mike, works the late shift, leaving his wife in charge.
With Mike being gone so much, I was the one who always had to take care of the kids, take care of the house. And I started hearing somebody walking up and down the stairs.
Now I'm worried about how many miles it'll have on the clock. Plot a course to my driver and follow it quick. Maybe one day you'll file a few patents, head up some research projects,
Somebody
bring your
there?
knowledge into the boardroom and be able to afford a car like this yourself. Until that day comes, don't think about driving around like you own it.
I thought somebody had come in the door, so I yelled out to see if anybody was there.
Is somebody there?
And nobody responded back to me. I looked up and down the stairs, looked in all the rooms, looked everywhere, and there was nobody in the house. I thought maybe I was just hearing something. There was a large large mirror that sits in our foyer and just was resting up against the wall. What was weird is that it sounded like the mirror crashed and smashed into a million pieces, but it didn't.
Sherman finds a fallen mirror still intact. Strange events begin unfolding in her once peaceful household.
I started to notice more and more of hearing footsteps going up and down the stairs. Lights would go off by themselves. I was a little nervous, perplexed because of the weird things that were going on. The amount of times that it was happening was starting to increase.
Carrie is not the only member of the family who feels uneasy. Her daughter Macy has been sensing a presence in her room.
I was coming home from school to change for field hockey, and no one was home. My parents were both working. My sister was still at school. When I heard the laughter, I kind of did like a double take. And I was like, did I just hear that?
Stop screwing around.
Suddenly, Macy spots her missing hairbrush.
I was really shocked when I saw my hairbrush in the corner. It was just really strange to find it there. I really had no idea what was going on. I tried to ignore the feeling that there was something in the house that could have been a ghost. And I tried to say, oh no, like, you're just being scared, like, just stop.
For the next few days, Macy is on edge.
It was late one night, and I was coming home, and the lights were on the garage.
Hey, Dad?
My dad is a mechanic, but he also does a lot of things on the side, so it's completely normal for him to be out in the garage.
Hey, Dad. Sorry I'm late. I was with Charlotte. I just didn't check the time.
I was like, Dad, like, hello, like, hi, I'm home.
I'm gonna go take a shower and go to bed. Okay? Night.
I got no answer, and I was like, okay, like, whatever.
Just in time to help me with the dishes.
I was very shocked that I saw him, and I started freaking out.
Are you messing with me? I swear, I just saw you in the garage.
And he was like, no, I've been up here.
I just finished up a car a couple of hours ago, and then your mother put me to work here.
She goes, I swear, you were out there. You were working in the garage.
No, I was talking to you. You were there.
I really thought that was my dad. Like, I was very convinced it was my dad.
She was freaked out quite a bit. was like, okay, it's a little odd. She caught a sighting, but there's nobody in there.
Look, I'm sure you thought you saw something. But whatever it wasn't me.
I saw something with my own two eyes, and I knew what I saw.
I was trying to rationalize it rather than, think it was something paranormal. I never kind of really believed in that.
Come on, bedtime.
Dad, there was someone in here.
I was almost in tears because I was so scared. Once it started registering in my head, it got more creepy. I really started to believe that there was something else, maybe not human, in our house.
I'm not crazy.
Sherman has felt an unsettling presence watching her every move.
Whatever was in the house was targeting me, and I don't know why, but that's exactly how I felt. I didn't want to talk about it because it was just an unreal experience. I felt very isolated and a little bit alone because I didn't want everyone to be like, you're crazy.
That weekend, with her father out of town and her mother working, Macy makes plans to stay at a friend's.
I never wanted to go home. I would always stay out as late as I could. I stayed away from the house as much as possible.
Where are you going? You're leaving again? Mom and Dad are gonna kill you.
Mom and Dad aren't here. And I'm not staying in this house.
You're never here anymore. It's not fair.
I was sad and kind of angry because she never wanted to be home.
Please don't leave me. Not by myself.
Look, something's going on in this house. Something not right. Just, please, just don't tell Mom. Promise I'll text her.
I thought something was weird. I mean, I didn't really understand it, but I can tell my sister's freaked out. This old radio, and the radio started scrolling through the channels by itself. The music would just stop, and then another song would come on a different station, and then it would do it again.
Mom? Is that you?
by itself.
So there's no fighting over who's the favorite. Ground team, when you get to the bus, the officer's driving. Transporters in the back waiting. If the perimeter team do their job, you'll go in place of the scheduled bus.
I stopped in my tracks. I was so scared that I couldn't breathe, but I was just in shock.
Get to work.
Nobody was in the room with us. It was just Kelsey and I, and we could see the keys playing. We were mortified. We were shaking. She was crying. We didn't know what to do. It was very overwhelming for both of us. And that was my defining moment where I knew that something was going on in our house, and that it was more than any light going on and off, any footsteps in our house. There was really something.
The women of the house decide to call a meeting where Macy finally shares her side of the story.
And then one day I put my hairbrush down and
We talked about everything that has happened to us, and it all kind of came together.
I found it later in the back of my closet.
Because at first it was just me, and I didn't realize that, like, okay, well, it's not affecting the rest of my family, but now it is.
I thought it was Kelsey, but then when I actually went into the closet, there was no one there.
Kelsey, tell her what happened to you.
I was in my room listening to my radio, and all of a sudden it just changed channels to this weird music, and then I went downstairs and the piano was playing by itself.
I walked in and I saw it too.
We all kind of combined our stories and figured it out that there definitely was a spirit in our house.
But I've been hearing footsteps, and the mirror fell off the wall. The girls and I really started to get nervous and worried because we didn't know what to expect. It's gonna be okay. Mike wasn't home, so it was just us three that had to deal with whatever was going on at the house.
That night, Mike returns from his trip.
Hey, you're home.
Hi, babe. Yeah, we were able to wrap things up early. I'm glad I'm back.
Carrie decides to hold off on telling him what's been going on until the morning.
You're coming up on Boeing.
I'm bad, girl.
They'll let you in. You've got clearance.
Mike, you're freezing. Get over here and warm up. I love you.
I love you too.
Just one, huh? The drug laws are keeping us cold. Come on.
Carrie Sherman believes her house is haunted, but is trying to find the right time to tell her husband.
I was laying in bed, and Mike walked into the bedroom. I was really nervous to tell him what was going on in our house at that time.
They shouldn't raise the alarm. I said shouldn't.
And when I rolled over, he was no longer there.
Mike?
We got a problem. Air traffic's red flagged the plane and they're scrambling jets. Pilot, if they try to shoot you down, right if
Mike?
Carrie called me. She's like, where are you? I said, we're already down in New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Go west along the walkway, taking a left at the
Just here. You were in the room.
She was freaking out. She said, I could swear you were in bed next to me.
Carrie, maybe it's a bad dream. Carrie.
I didn't know what was going on.
Hey, hello?
You think of a ghost, you think of an apparition. You don't think of something tangible that you can feel. But I knew that I was not dreaming. There was somebody in the bed with me. I can't even describe how terrified I was.
There are some screws I hope we run into.
After Mike comes home, Carrie describes how his family has been living in fear and tries to convince her husband they need help.
Okay. Mike, something's wrong with the house. There are things that are happening. Things that we can't explain.
What are you talking about?
The piano played by itself. And Macy was afraid to go to her own room. And last night, something was in bed with me.
I told you, it was a nightmare. Don't be so dramatic.
I do believe in spirits and stuff, but I never thought of them as, ghosts going through your home, moving things, or, turning on light switches.
No, you're not listening. I'm terrified, and the girls are terrified. We need to get some help.
What do you want me to say, Carrie? That the house is haunted? That ghosts live here? Is that it? Come on, don't be ridiculous.
It was extremely frustrating because he's the man of the house. He should be the one that's taking care of the situation.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're right. Don't worry. We'll fix this.
At that point, Mike was accepting to having somebody come into our house and see what was going on.
After enduring strange occurrences for months, the Shermans reach out to professionals.
The name of the paranormal group is Ghosts of New England Research Society, GONERS for short. And our mission is to help people who are troubled by paranormal activity in their lives.
Come on.
We're going to be going through your house room by room to see if we can pick up any sense of paranormal activity.
We were finally going to get answers to the questions that we had been experiencing all along. Were we, really seeing this? Was this really happening in our house?
The psychic medium's sixth sense leads her to Macy's room.
I immediately felt that pair of eyes on me, and so I thought to myself, okay, now I've got to find it, because it's going to be a game of hide and go seek all night long. And it's going to either show itself immediately, or it's going to hide.
We are here in the Sherman house in Campbell, Connecticut. It is 3:38 p.m. and Karen has sensed something in Macy's room.
Karen senses that the spirit has a special connection with Macy.
Since it's latched on to Macy, why don't we have her talk to it?
My impression was that whomever or whatever it was enamored with her.
What would I even say?
Just ask a question.
Are you the one that keeps turning the light on in my closet?
Yes.
And you could hear it as easily as you and I talking.
Who are you?
I said to him, who are you? What do you want? And I heard, I'm Sean. So I said, okay, Sean, what do you want to say to us? Because clearly you want to be heard.
Suddenly, Karen has a vision. Through her eyes, Sean recounts the story of what happened to him and another boy at the local water tower nearly 25 years ago.
Dude, come on. Don't be such a little baby.
I don't know, man. I don't want to get in trouble. Live a little. You've never seen Campbell until you've seen the view from up here. Pretty great, right?
You come up here a lot?
I'll bring a girl or two.
It's a long way down.
Come on, let's get out here.
Visit DestinationAmerica.com.
The Avengers in a hangar at LSIA. It's a Merryweather hangar. These are bad people. Soldiers of fortune. Scumbags.
Psychic medium Karen Hollis has made contact with the ghost haunting the Sherman house. Through a vision, Sean describes the tragedy that took place at the local water tower years ago.
It's a long way down.
Come on, let's get out here.
No. Great guy. Kite surfer. Deeply.
Where we go?
Disrupted business tool startup. Percival, the CEO, has become a personal friend. He's a doer and a visionary. He's a war criminal. You forget that. Please, I'd love to try and see this.
What's going on?
Stone Age moralist perspective.
Karen, what did you see?
We've got $50 million worth of
What I saw was a body falling off of the water tower.
I remember that. When we were in high school.
Carrie recalls the moment she found out the boy fell to his death.
I grew up with him. He was a couple years younger than me. I mean, I saw him around the school and everything. Everybody was so shocked that his life ended in such a tragic way.
But there's more to Sean's story.
What else do you want to show me?
I then asked Sean in my mind's eye, all right, Sean, so tell me what happened.
After his friend died, Sean was racked with guilt for convincing him to climb the water tower in the first place. He fell into a depression.
This must be what it feels like to be a corn farmer. Heavily subsidized, but only with extra murdering.
He showed me a scene of him sitting in this car that he was just weeping, just tears of desperation.
So sorry. This isn't my fault. I never should have made you go up there. I'm sorry.
He then just showed me blackness, just dark.
In that moment, Karen knows that Sean has passed away, but it isn't clear whether or not it was accidental or intentional.
I knew that he had died tragically, but I didn't know, like, why or exactly what happened to him.
Karen gathers the group to discuss her theories. After Sean and his friend died, Sean's guilt prevented him from resting in peace.
He was bound here by the tragedy that came about. He was just devastated about what had happened at the water tower.
The investigators believe that Sean mistook Macy for her mother, whom he remembered from high school.
Macy, we believe the night that you went to the water tower is the night that Sean followed you home.
It's all started to make sense to me then. And I started to think I was a lot like my mom did in high school.
Why did Sean sometimes appear as Mike? Karen explains that because ghosts are pure energy, they can shape-shift, taking on different personalities, voices, and even the human form.
They want to feel that human touch again, the way that they used to when they were alive.
But he doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't even want to scare you. It's as if he wants to be part of the family.
I do believe Sean misses his life here on Earth, and I do believe that he meant no harm in the end.
So what do we do now?
Well, there are a couple of options. But in a case like this, I'd say just learn to live with it.
The best recommendation I made to the Sherman family was to coexist with it.
When I asked him, do you intend to leave? The feeling that I got from him was just, I'm here for now. You can't make a spirit go anywhere. I don't believe that you can force something if it has a purpose here. And I think that once Sean gets his fill of being part of that family, he'll cross over like any other spirit would.
While things have quieted down at the Sherman house, unusual events continue to occur. But the family has made peace with Sean.
We hear something, a light switch go on, we just accept it, and it's just part of us. We live with it every day.
It's different than a normal lifestyle, knowing that there's something there. I think that it's good that he finds comfort in our home.
My experience with the paranormal is that there are good spirits that just want their stories told. There are bad spirits that just want their stories told. But we were fortunate enough to be the family that had a good spirit.
I do feel more comfortable in the house. I've made amends with Sean. He hasn't bothered us as much now that I think we know. I think that's all he wanted.
Enemies in front of you. You're gonna have to go through them to get to the switch.
Into a 200-year-old Virginia farmhouse.
It was your typical postcard, antebellum, southern plantation house. We wanted to be there forever.
And soon discovers they are not alone.
Is somebody there? It spooked me. It spooked me to my core.
Not one entity, but two.
There was this really foul smell. It was like a smell of death.
Soul.
This is
hell-bent on tormenting others.
This thing is not going to stop.
What happens when your dream house turns into a living nightmare? There is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. And when they are opened, nightmares become reality. In the fields of Southampton County, Virginia, stands a 200-year-old farmhouse. In the summer of 2008, Billy Quattlebaum moves in with his new girlfriend, Tiffany McKinnon.
Oh, be careful with that one. My china's in there.
Okay, I can tell. They've been dating just 5 months.
The weather's crazy out here.
I know. this occasion.
Oh, okay.
It was very quick. What made me fall in love with him was just how jolly and goofy and silly he was, you know, because I'm the same way.
We made a decision, you know, let's just get a place together. And she said, hey, I found this great house. You know, it's 20 acres, it's a big old house.
Both Tiffany and Billy have fallen in love with the property, in spite of its horrific past.
There's so much history in the area. It goes way, way back. Slavery and plantations as far back as the early 1600s. Tobacco and cotton were probably the first huge crops that were planted.
But the sheer beauty of the house and its surprisingly low rent are too hard to resist.
It felt like it fell into our lap. It felt like someone was basically giving us this gift to start our life with. Let's do it. Let's take the leap and see where it goes.
Billy's daughter, Georgia, is 8.
What are you looking for? It's in this box. I remember packing it. We wanted to get away from a lot of the traffic and the daily grind and really live quietly and peacefully.
Oh, there you are.
And Billy said one of his dreams was always to raise Georgia in the country.
Where do you think we should put this one? I think the bed would go there, probably.
That'd be good.
It was awesome. It was huge. I could roam around and people not worry about where I was because we were in the country and nothing really happened in the country.
All right, almost here. You can see how a tilt-rotor aircraft might be just what we need to stop a sub full of Russian terrorists.
But what the family doesn't know is that they are not alone.
Our finger on the hand. Yeah. You know, the end of the world isn't really a powerful motivator for us. They're all about the cash, so just give it a rest. Okay, you're clear.
And the eerie presence may not be confined to just the farmhouse. It's surrounded by 20 acres of property and includes an old barn.
We got 5 or 6 chickens, 2 ducks, a rabbit, and it was turning into a zoo overnight. But, you know, Georgia loved them. Tiffany loved them. I enjoyed, you know, the whole idea of it.
But inside, the barn has an ominous feeling.
I did start to feel like something wasn't right not long after we moved in. I went into the barn, to the back stall. I noticed that there was a silence. It was eerie. Scary feeling. I told myself, oh, it had to have been a gust of wind, even though I knew it wasn't. It's a feeling of don't look behind you, just get out of the barn.
Georgia is at her grandparents'.
Let's get you fixed up here.
It was the first time I was alone in the house. The air got very thick. In the middle of summer, the temperature dropped. I felt a chill. Billy? Billy, is that you? light bulb in the chandelier, and I heard footsteps in the house. I was very panicked. I was really creeped out. No, it wasn't like that.
I teased her about the house. You know, it's the house messing with you.
No, I swear.
I was like, Tiffany, the house is almost 200 years old. The wiring isn't the greatest in the world. The old house is creak. Don't worry about it.
What he said to me in that moment is the house talking to you. And I remember getting angry. No, you're no help. I'm getting out of here. I have to go. I remember hanging up the phone, and I grabbed the keys. I jumped in the truck.
For the next few weeks, Tiffany tries to convince herself that she's just imagining things.
I did the same thing when I was your age. Our happiness, it kept my mind blocked from a lot of what was going on.
The feeling of finally having a family, it was overwhelming. I just hoped we would stay there forever.
Right now, you can join Planet Fitness for just $1 down, $15 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
But when night falls, that happiness is a distant memory.
Billy. I heard a banging coming from downstairs in the house. Staircase, and the banging was louder and louder, and it was getting very intense. It was so dark that I couldn't see, and I had to open the door to see what was going on. An older house. I knew that it had history. I think I had an inkling already that there was some energy in the house. Hello? Someone was trying to let me know you're not alone.
I know you think I'm crazy. She used to tell me that. I know you think I'm crazy. Ever since Tiffany McKinnon moved into a 200-year-old Virginia farmhouse, she's had the feeling she is not alone. Strange events plague her in her waking hours and restless nights. After 3 months of terror, the spirit finally makes his intentions clear.
Pretty frightening how vivid it was. He just busted through the door and he grabbed me and he screamed at me. He towered over me. His face was riddled with sadness and almost had a look of fear in his eye. When you're looking at an animal who's showing a sign of aggression, but you see that it's because they're afraid. I was very disoriented, but I just remember hearing the name Joseph. All I thought was Joseph, Joseph, Joseph.
Without telling Billy, Tiffany decides to investigate. At a local library, she locates deeds and property records and learns that the original owner of the house ran a plantation. After his death, he left the house and surrounding property to his caretaker, a freed African-American slave named Joseph.
The hair stood up on my neck, and my eyes immediately teared up. It's almost like a spiritual experience, you know? If that makes sense, it was incredible.
But Joseph's story doesn't have a happy ending. Further digging reveals that shortly after he inherited the property, Joseph was forced to give it back to the relatives of the original owner.
An injustice had been done. It's a heavy feeling when you do know this place that you think is so beautiful, you know, for you was at one point a source of pain for somebody else.
Despite Tiffany's compassion, Joseph has made one thing clear. He wants Tiffany out.
I know who the man in my dream was.
Tiffany decides to share her findings with Billy, but he refuses to believe that the house is haunted.
This place.
You said a ghost?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's the same guy.
That was just a nightmare. You just imagined it.
I'm telling you, I saw him clear as day, right there.
She said, you know, this house is haunted. Okay, Tiffany. She says, no, I'm serious.
Look, don't fill your head up with this type of stuff, okay? You're just gonna drive yourself crazy.
We hadn't been living with each other that long, so now I'm starting to think maybe her mind just has an overactive imagination, maybe.
Tiffany now has an understanding of the ghost who frightened her in her dream.
I thought, okay, well, I'm getting what's going on here, and maybe I'm meant to know something. You know, maybe I'm supposed to help in some way.
But she's about to find out something far more sinister lurks at the Franklin farmhouse.
Hi. What service are you looking for? Done.
There was this really foul smell, like rotten meat or a dead rodent. It was like a smell of death.
There was just another really weird thing.
Georgia, here, get this. Here,
I'm
just
gonna
go ahead and get this one. Come here. I thought we talked about this. I don't want you to bring it up the thing around Georgia.
No, it wasn't Joseph. This felt like something else.
Oh, come on. I really need you to stop this. You're scaring her.
I can't help it. There's something going on in there. I'm scared.
I don't know if Joseph was trying to tell me, get out, this is my house, or if he was trying to relay to me that there's something else here.
But Billy has lost patience with Tiffany's fixation on the paranormal.
That's kind of where Billy's attitude started to shift. He didn't really want to talk about it.
Leaving Tiffany feeling very alone.
It was very isolating. You have something that happens to you that scares you, and so you want to tell the person that you love, and when they're shutting it out and they're not trying to hear it, it sits in your own mind, and it gets scarier.
I would ask her what's wrong. She would just look at me and say, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. Nothing's wrong. And she just kind of pushed it off. I knew that something's going on.
Billy, wake up. It's Georgia.
Maybe there was this battle going on within the house that we just happened to be exposed to. Maybe I was just picking up on this struggle between these two energies.
For weeks, Tiffany McKinnon has been sensing the presence of two forces in her home. A ghost who is troubled, and a demonic entity she can't explain.
other energy didn't feel human at all.
So far, Tiffany is the only one who is convinced the house is haunted. Her boyfriend, Billy, is a non-believer. And in the fall of 2008, Tiffany fears that his daughter, Georgia, is the next victim.
Daddy! Daddy!
Billy, wake up. It's Georgia.
But when Billy checks on Georgia, he finds her sleeping.
I'd never heard her at the door crying. It was Tiffany waking me up and say, "Hey, it's Georgia at the door crying." And I got up and she's in her bed sound asleep.
Now, Billy is more skeptical than ever.
I didn't know what to think. Never in my mind did I think it was anything paranormal or the house was haunted. There's got to be an explanation to this.
But the turbulent night is not over. Increasingly volatile and angry, as if he were possessed.
It was a harsh winter in that house, and that's when I really noticed Billy's demeanor shift. Quick to anger, didn't like to be asked questions. I knew who I had fallen in love with, and this was a different person.
Every single light is on in this room.
It definitely affected Georgia.
Are you in there? Georgia, did you leave the lights on in this room?
I'm in my room.
Come out here so I can talk to you about this. Come here. Come here. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're not even in here?
But I didn't turn them on.
Don't you lie to me.
It didn't sound like the same person. It didn't sound like my dad that I knew before. Then it sounded like a totally different man that I didn't see as my dad.
You don't pay these bills?
But I didn't.
You did. Look,
Hey!
I'm talking to my daughter. Back up.
Tiffany barely recognizes him. His voice like a growl. His eyes, once bright blue.
They were dark.
You need to calm down.
You need to stay out of this.
He'd never looked at me like that before. It was terrifying. I didn't know how to snap him out of this. And that's when I realized whatever was in this house, it was getting stronger, and it was trying to take away my sense of security in him.
Hi, Stormy.
Georgia escapes the tension in the farmhouse by spending more time in the barn.
Did you eat the carrot I put in your cage? Hello?
One night she sees something that she can't explain. A demon in the form of a dark shadow man.
There was like this black figure where it like had the exact figure of a human, but yet it was just black. I felt like it knew that I saw it. I was terrified. I freaked out and ran back to the house.
Georgia decides not to tell anyone.
I didn't want to go to my parents and tell them because my dad hated the fact of us talking about it. So I felt alone and I felt scared and I felt helpless.
For the last 8 months, the family has been sharing the farmhouse and barn with spirits from another world. And no one is talking about it. With the family divided, the demon can now go after the weak.
sinister. It wanted to show me that it didn't matter if I was alone or if I was with the toughest guy in the world. It was going to break us.
Billy, is that you? Is someone there?
Virginia farmhouse is plagued with paranormal activity, tormenting the family living there. And while Tiffany McKinnon has come to terms with the ghost of a freed slave, the other entity, a demon, appears to have taken over her boyfriend, Billy.
I noticed the change in Billy.
Get over it!
Quick to anger.
Georgia, look! 1, 2, 3, 4.
I knew who I had fallen in love with, and this was a different person. I was scared constantly. How do you go up against something that you can't see?
But the demon has far worse plans for Tiffany.
Billy? Is someone there?
What the hell just knocked me down the stairs? I mean, I knew instantly it was the feeling of hands on the back of my shoulders, and it was aggressive. I looked up the staircase, and there was nothing there. It was so terrifying. I couldn't. Something else was lingering right near me, and Billy came in.
Help me.
Billy is stunned. The sight of his girlfriend lying at the bottom of the steps is overwhelming. And in a matter of seconds, he transforms back into his old self.
Nobody pushed me.
Oh my God.
Like a dark shadow or something. I didn't. You believe me, don't you?
Yes, I believe you. I believe you. It's okay.
Seeing my fear right in front of his face did snap him out of a denial that he was living in.
I'm right here. It's okay.
I felt like I had him back.
I felt so bad for her, Georgia, for ever leaving them in that house. That was beyond all measure of fear to me.
Desperate for help, Tiffany reaches out to Jackie Tomlin.